I'm Schmidt of the Valley Jazz Cooperative. I do a lot of work in the area as a clinician and an adjudicator at area jazz festivals. One common problem I see is a lack of communication between young jazz musicians. They all play in parallel, but they don't actually play together. When I say they play in parallel, what I mean is they play at the same time. They hang together pulse-wise, they might hang together with the form of the piece, but they don't actually integrate, they don't actually communicate. And communication is a really important part of jazz. So one thing I do with my own students to try to develop communication is do some free improvisation exercises. One thing I commonly do with free improvisation with my students in the Valley Jazz Cooperative is pull some students out of the big band, make a combo out of them, and ask them to play a free improvisation based on a programmatic noun. I might say, let's play kite, or let's play glacier, or let's play hummingbird or tumbleweed. I pick a noun that is especially evocative. It evokes an image in the students' minds and ask them to make up a piece. We don't know the tempo, we don't know the key, we don't know if it'll be a repeating form or not, and we just play. I often support them at the piano. Let's listen to an example of me playing with 3 students on a version of Kite. All I've told them is, let's play Kite. We don't know the key, we don't know the tempo. And listen to their communication. Listen how wonderfully they interact with each other in free improvisation when they aren't burdened by looking at chord symbols or having to stay with a form. I should point out that all 3 of the young men playing in the video with me are 8th graders. They're not even high school students yet. and they're open to playing like this in free improvisation. You'll hear a lot of communication, you'll hear the students listening harder, and for me, that is the real goal of free improvisation. We want people to listen hard all the time, to be active listeners, not passive listeners. And when you have no idea how hummingbird or tumbleweed or glacier is going to go and you have to try and create the piece on your own in the moment, you're going to listen really hard to your peer group. You're going to want to interact and communicate with your peer group. Before we listen to another free improvisation by these three students, I think I should make mention of one thing. You might be thinking, hey Russ, you're a jazz pianist, so you're accompanying them and you're supporting them, but my primary instrument is trumpet, or saxophone, or trombone. How can I help students in the same way that you are in a free improvisation? Well, let's listen to an excerpt from Glacier. After they played Kite, I had them play Glacier. I asked them to think about what they thought Glacier meant musically, in pace, in register. But we didn't talk about key centers, we didn't talk about tempos. If you look carefully, as we play Glacier, I use nothing but my thumbs. I play only with my thumbs at the piano. So if you are a jazz ensemble director whose primary instrument is trumpet, and you peck at the piano in the same way that I peck at a computer keyboard, well, this is a fair fight. I used only my thumbs to accompany them to try and show you that you too, as a jazz ensemble director, might be able to assist students navigate a free improvisation of their own. Here's an excerpt from Glacier. So you can see with that excerpt from Glacier, I'm supporting the students just with my thumbs. So you, jazz ensemble director, you could get into a free improvisation with your own students as well and support them, and if necessary, shape and steer the free improvisation. One of the great benefits of free improvisation is the heightened listening it demands. I often say, with a little bit of humor to my students, that I'm sorry to report they have to listen that hard every time they play jazz, not just free improvisations. They have to listen that hard when they play Ellington, or when they play Thad Jones, or when they play Maria Schneider. The communication that comes from free improvisation is a great blessing to young players, and the heightened listening is the additional value. I hope you'll carve out some time in some future jazz ensemble rehearsals to let some students try to play Hummingbird, or Glacier, or Tumbleweed, or Waterspout. Think of your own programmatic nouns and have them try to play whatever that might be. It can be a lot of fun and a tremendous growing experience for the students involved. I'm Russ Schmidt of the Valley Jazz Cooperative, and I'm grateful to you for watching.